What's good, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. Y'all know we coming in crystal clear. If so, let me know by show of ones. As y'all enter the broadcast, make sure y'all get the likes up. We got to chop it up. What we talking about? Why some people are obsessed with turning other people against you. A lot of the Most High's people who are set apart have been enduring a lot. And I've gotten a lot of questions about this strange phenomenon where people find the need or the urge to sully your reputation, throw salt on your good name, pretty much jug and finesse the minds of other people. And some of y'all are wondering why. Because a lot of the times you really are not posing a threat to anyone. Most of the time you just minding your business. But for whatever reason, there's people that are in your life that are obsessed with turning other people against you. People just want to know why. What is it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the times it's because people are just threatened by you in general. Threatened by your spiritual acumen, threatened by your presence, threatened by your energy, your essence, all that is you. Although you mind your business, you're not mixed in the crowd, you're not involved in the he say, she say. That stands out to some, and people fear what they don't understand. So what they do, they try to convince others not to gravitate towards you. Some of you all know what I'm talking about. You can enter a room and you're minding your business, but somebody seems to be threatened by your presence to the degree where they start showing off for attention. They try to drain the energy out of the room. Although you're being low key, they're looking at you peacocking and showboating because they know that you're absorbing energy without even trying. Ladies and gentlemen, when you got the Holy Spirit, when you got the anointing on you, it draws a presence. Even when you trying to remain low key, you just doing your thing, you minding your business. There's a lot of cowardice people out there who can't stand to see you in peace. So they'll try to disrupt you. And it's very interesting. This happens all the time with the Most High's people. Also, you got people who you may have fallen out with, people who you disagree with, people that you're unequally yoked with, so on and so forth. Those people want people to believe the story that they told on you. So they will be obsessed with trying to destroy your character. They'll do all they can do because they want everybody else to believe in their bitterness. See, bitter people are more comfortable when other people agree. They feel more safe in their bitterness when they can cause that same bitterness that they have towards you. If they can get other people to feel that way, they feel more safe. It's another coward, narcissistic move. And this happens all the time. And what you got to understand is the Most High's people. The best thing you can do is kill them with success. The best thing you can do is continue to better yourself, improve yourself, continue to thrive and succeed. that pretty much slaughters them. And these people become obsessed. I mean, they're constantly checking for you, constantly seeing what you got going on. A lot of y'all's haters out there, they know you more than those who support you. They study you continually, consistently. Why? Because they're looking for a downfall. Because misery loves company. There's so many people who gain their identity by comparison. That's a covetous spirit. And a lot of people thrive on that. The Bible says, be ye set apart, so you don't be partakers in their sins. That means you just gotta be far off, man. Stop hanging with y'all enemies, man. Some of y'all know who y'all enemies are. Some people have let themselves be known that they really don't rock with you. They really don't support you. They really want the worst for you. Some of y'all know who is who. You know who's in your immediate circle or who's even loosely associated that you're around that don't really want you to survive and succeed. You know who they are. They give you certain signs that they're not really rocking with you. A lot of the times, if you listen to what they say, they'll tell you what they're in their what they are in your life for, what they truly think about you, and you gotta peep that. And sometimes they do it jokingly. They make it seem like it's some type of joke. You know, they do it with smart aleck comments, side comments. A lot of the times they do it very subliminally, the things they say. Sometimes it's just how they look at you, talk to you. All these things you got to really hone in on. And a lot of the Most High's people, we've been trained to be hyper vigilant because we're surrounded by narcissistic people. We're surrounded by individuals who are energy vampires who simply want to gouge you of your very essence. People who don't take accountability. People who thrive off of misery. People who are negative. People who like to see you hurting. People who grow, gain pleasure off of seeing people fall and things of that nature. Listen, brothers and sisters, you got to stay way away from them. Somebody said, let me see. Somebody says, Bree, remember when you said there's going to be another lockdown? When they lifted the lockdown, you said things going to go back to normal, then going to lock it down, and it's coming. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things about to take off. There's a major shift going on, which, of course, we're going to be talking about those things very soon. Y'all know how we do. We're going to collect all the data, and we're going to go in. But make no mistake about it, brothers and sisters. A lot of times people are so fixated with turning others against you because they're insecure in themselves. They are looking at you and you are a reflection to their shortcomings. You are a reflection to the things that they must work on. So they must convince other people not to support you, not to engage with you. And this will happen off in the workplace. And you won't even know it because you just minding your business. You doing your thing, you going to work, you coming home. You're not really worried about fitting in with people. You're not really worried about being accepted in the inner crowd, the inner circle. But for whatever reason, you got people who are honed in on you. And see, brothers and sisters, you got to understand, you may have people who really admire you from a distance, and you will have individuals try to convolute people's judgment on you. You will have people try to throw salt in the game, and you're not even really paying attention. You're not involved in the talks. You're not really in the social circle like that. It's always the people minding their business. That's the target. How many of y'all have experienced this by show of ones? You are the person who just minds your business. You're so focused, you're so locked in on you. You don't really have time to worry about other people. But for whatever reason, your name is always brought up in things that you don't have nothing to do with. It's crazy. I see a lot of ones. See, I know it's the most highest people in here right now. Your name will be brought up in something that you ain't got nothing to do with. And a lot of the most highest people are always the target of smear campaigns. Y'all got to think about how demonic the smear campaign really is. I want y'all to really consider something. A lot of you brothers and sisters are so powerful that it took groups of people to try to tear you down, and it still did not work. It took whole covens of people. It took people coming together all on one accord, and they still wasn't able to stop you. They still wasn't able to cause you to fall in life. None of that. Imagine how much energy they spent behind the scenes in group chats. And nonetheless, you brothers and sisters still shine. Which bring us to the scriptures where it tells us it can be you versus an entire city, and still the Most High will pull you through. Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. It's embarrassing, really. When people come together in crafty counsel just to turn the world against one person. Some of y'all had y'all whole families come together just to turn everybody against you. It's crazy. It happens in families too. And it's real empowering when you think about it. Because you realize how much the Most High really cares for you and how much protection he has on you. When no matter what these devils do and say, doesn't destroy you. And words are powerful. Words can cause cities to fall. Words can cause anarchy, death, confusion, pain, anguish. Words are powerful. So typically that's what they do. They use their words, they cast spells. You know, people are typically very one-sided with you brothers and sisters. People in truth. Every time you brothers and sisters may fall short of the glory, everything is extremely exaggerated. Y'all notice that? When people, you can make a minor mistake as one of the Most High's chosen people, then people will blow it way out of proportion. They will make it way more dramatic than what it is. And they do this for a reason. They do this for a reason. And what you got to understand is this shows you that we're not held to the same standards of these demonic weirdos out here. We're just not held to the same standards. And it's different when one of you brothers and sisters slip. They love to see y'all slip. They love to see y'all slip. When y'all slip, oh man, we got to blow this out of proportion. The person who always seemed to land on their feet, they actually landed on their behind for once. Oh, we got to blow this out of proportion. We got to milk this. Why? Because it is used to make you appear weaker. When the strength is in the fact that you brothers and sisters get back up. The Bible says the righteous fall of 7 times and rise again. The righteous fall of 7 times and rise again. See, it's the strength is in the fact that you're getting back up. They don't never see that side. People always count your losses. They never count your wins. They like to highlight your weaknesses, exaggerate your weaknesses, exaggerate your mistakes to make you seem like a horrible person. Why are they so fixated on that? I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of y'all haters, a lot of these envious narcissists, they really admire you. They admire you. They just have a very convoluted, obsessed infatuation. And it's on the left hand side. And you got to understand that these people are extremely dangerous. These are the type of people that want to live in your skin. They want to be you. They cannot be themselves. They want to be you. I'm telling you. Don't ever underestimate yourselves. Somebody says it's so annoying, Nubreed. Yeah. And I know a lot of y'all going through it because all y'all want is peace. All y'all want to do is walk set apart, live a healthy lifestyle, build yourself up in the best way you can. But you're going to have people who are going to try to go out there and recruit. The devil can see where you're going. The devil can see the tests that you have passed. So he's going to send his minions to try to work overtime. They know where you're headed. And so they got to throw salt in the game. They got to try to be a distraction, a hindrance. Y'all notice every time you're focused and you're locked in, here comes a distraction. Here comes somebody calling your phone with some nonsense. Here comes somebody disturbing you. And if it's not people you know, the devil will use people that you don't even know. He'll just start using random strangers. And they'll try to get you into an altercation. And the whole goal is to get you to throw away your own destiny, throw away your own future, your own progress. Because, listen, they too weak to stop. They're really not built like that to be able to stop the Most High's people. The goal is to try to get you to destroy your own walk and your own purpose. That's what it's really about. Understand that. Yeah, they got to have their cheerleading squad. They got to have them. Like, listen, they go around and recruit because they're cowards. They really can't stand on their own. And so in the recruiting process, they're just always looking for people that may see you in a certain light. And they will go around and whisper lies in their ears. They will go around and backbite and gossip and slander. They don't have no problem with it. There's a lot of wicked people. That's wicked. But that's what they do. Let me see. Somebody says, an elderly man just tried to flip and blame me for something I had nothing to do with. LOL. I had to ignore him and smile. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to definitely try to get you out of character. And while these narcissists are recruiting, they're trying to send flying monkeys your way. They're trying to have the flying monkeys come your way. And it's really a form of witchcraft. It's a form of manipulation. There's people, let me tell you something. There's people who think the worst of you, brothers and sisters. They have complete preconceived notions that are completely false. And it's all based on something somebody else said. It's all based on something somebody else said. And that's why you got to be careful not to indulge in conversations that you don't know is true or false. It'll be the people that you hear the most about that'll be the coolest people. How many of y'all have met people like that where you hear so much about a person, so many rumors, so much gossip, so many lies, and then you sit down and you have a conversation with that individual and come to find out that person is cool. that person be chilling. You'll find out that they just not out there like that. And people are fearful of that individual because they're not in those conversations. They're not in certain circles. Matthew 10 and 22, and ye shall be hated by all men for my name's sake. But be that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Yep, that's how it is. People are going to hate you. They're going to hate you just for being set apart. They're going to hate you just for seeking peace. Why? Because they don't know nothing about peace. There's people out here who cannot operate in tranquility. They're busybodies, is what the scriptures describe them as. They cannot operate and function properly unless they got some drama going on. They cannot sleep at night unless they cause someone to stumble, as the scriptures say. They can't sleep at night unless they cause somebody to stumble. Now, what does that mean? Turn somebody against somebody. Be able to cause somebody to sin. Cause somebody to fall short. Cause somebody to stumble means trick somebody. Just a little bit of this sunlight up here. They can't sleep at night. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, they got it coming to them. Man, oh man. Some of these individuals that came against you, brothers and sisters, with their lies, with their slanders, with their gossip, with their hatred, those who constantly prey on your downfall. Oh man, listen. It's not that we want to see anything happen to nobody. It's not even like that, y'all. It's not like that. However, the Bible says what a man planteth, what he sows, that's what he's going to reap. You're going to reap what you sow. And a lot of the times they will be plotting things against you, brothers and sisters, and it will completely reverse on them. Everything that they planned for your life, all the damage that they thought they would cause, it will actually happen to them in real time, and you will see it. Meanwhile, the Most High's people will be vindicated. The irony of it is the Most High always makes those who count you out, those who do you dirty and betray you, he always allows them to see you rise to the occasion. He always allows them to see you transform. He always vindicates you. And that leaves them very troubled in the spirit. And a lot of them, they stay in the same vicious cycle over and over. It's people that live in neighborhoods and communities that y'all done moved away from months ago, years ago, that's still talking about you. A lot of you brothers and sisters wouldn't believe how many people actually still talk about you, how you reign in their consciousness. And the Most High will make these individuals a footstool. A footstool. I'm telling you, there's so many people out there with dead energy who are completely miserable with no kind of lives, and they riddled with foul demonic spirits. Let me see. Somebody asked, how am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. A little bit fatigued, just came from the gym, you know, putting in that work. Last night I stayed up making music. The album is almost done. Y'all know I'm staying busy. But yeah, your presence alone pisses them off, man. People ask me all the time, Breed, why does it seem like people just always try to turn people against me? And then I'll ask certain questions like, hey, where's this happening at? And a lot of the times it's at the workplace. Sometimes it's even in their communities. And it's because you're viewed as a threat. See, a lot of times your light shining and you don't really see how much it's shining because you too worried about yourself. You got other people out here who view you as a threat and they're competing with everybody else to survive when the most highest people are just competing with themselves. We're just competing with ourselves. We're just trying to be better. We're just trying to fight temptation. We're just trying to fight sin. We're just trying to learn new things. We're just trying to become overcomers. We're not worried about what other people are thinking. That alone, the fact that you brothers and sisters be locked in, that's enough to that drive these meat suits crazy. That's enough to drive these gang stalking witches, warlocks, weirdos, perpetrators crazy. That's enough to get them talking. That's enough to go to get them whispering in everybody's ear. Just the fact you're minding your business. That gotta be demonic. That gotta be demonic. How many of y'all remember back in school the cat that minded their business, or the guys or girls that minded their business, and you see that one lame that want to go messing with them people, and you like, yo, leave bro alone. He don't bother nobody. Yo, leave shorty alone. She don't bother nobody. Why are you even messing with that person? That person come to school, mind their business. Leave them alone. I was one of those guys, like, leave them alone, bro. They ain't bothering nobody. But you notice something? All those people who remain to themselves like that, why they all grow up and be on point? Y'all notice that? The people that be in their own world, they all grow up and they be having Fortune 500 companies. They be doing their thing, yo. They all grow up and glow up. Why? Because they're different. That's why you just leave them alone. With good families, and they be blessed in abundance. And you know what it is the whole time? Those people who was in demon time, they can see the light in them. It's people who can see things in you that you don't see. See, we are rare people. We're peculiar people. So our actions, the way we move is just different from other people. And people don't know how to deal with that, but they see something great in you. Oh, they see it. A lot of the times them devils see your greatness before you even see it. They be seeing it. They be knowing that you got something special in you. They be knowing that it's something about you that is different. So what do? They try to shrink you before you even grow. They trying to marginalize you and pigeonhole you. You got to be careful not to be around people who always seem to try to want to shrink you. Nah, stay away from them individuals. Why? Because they want you to be on their level, which is a lower level. They want you to believe less of yourself so they can control and manipulate you. I'm telling you, somebody says, Amy says, they say, how can you deal with taking care of special needs persons who ain't even your family? She says, because I ain't you. Yeah, when you do something that's different, when you show acts of kindness, when you don't find the same things that everybody else find interesting, when you're just stepping outside of the norm. People gonna try to say all kind of things about you. They're gonna say all kind of things about you. I see it all the time. And the thing is, the goal is to create some level of distrust towards you. They want people to distrust you. And the interesting part is you're gonna attract your tribe regardless. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The irony of all of that, the irony is a lot of the times these devils, these haters, they be used as a buffer to actually protect you from people who shouldn't be around you in the first place. That's the part a lot of people don't understand. They will be being used as a buffer. Why? Because the people who believe the nonsense, they're not supposed to be around you anyway. The people who gravitate towards those ignorant, demonic people, the flying monkeys that are over there, congregating with y'all's enemies and, people who believe the rumors and lies about you, they don't belong around you anyway. You see what the Most High did? He actually protected you. He actually protected you. They acted as a buffer and don't even realize it. And guess what? And they get to attract the people who are low level. They get to attract the unsupportive people, the evil, demonic people, because they attracted themselves. They attracted themselves. That's right. Rejection is protection. And y'all, put a 1 in the chat if I'm still coming through clear. They're trying to bump people out the chat. So also get the likes up. Let's get the likes up as high as we can so we can make sure that this message spreads. Yeah, so you got to be grateful for your haters to a degree. You got to be grateful for those people being there because they're being used. They're being used against their will, in fact, because the devil got his grubby claws all over those people. The devil is playing Geppetto. The devil is the damn puppet master. And they just dangling by strings. They just dangling by strings. They don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of people who are so determined with turning people against you, brothers and sisters. They're losing their damn minds. They're not even making sense. They're losing their minds. It's that crazy that they care that much how other people view you. Why? Because people don't view them the way they view you. Why? Because you're not them and they're not you. You got to be careful of people who talk like this. Well, why that person get to say that, but when I say it, it's like this, because you're not them. I hear grown men doing that. Well, Nubreed got to say this and Nubreed did that, but what about me? You not Nubreed. Who in the chat? God's property said this. God's property got away with that, but you not God's property. You not, look, man. Look. I'm telling you, man, it's the lamest, weirdest thing these people do. Purple Passion. They not Purple Passion. They not Sammy Smith. They not She Shine Bright. They not Perpetual Learner. Like, what are we talking about? That when you hear people talk like that, it's the weirdest type of energy one can project. Yeah, just show how brittle you are. You're brittle. I don't understand that. That's loser talk. Yeah, it's like in life, you just got to stay in your lane. You got to be you. You got to be you and be unapologetically you. And don't shrink yourself for nobody. I can respect a person who I can respect a person who more on the left hand side. What I mean by that is a person more in the world if they're being themselves. Don't try to be somebody you're not. And it's like they do these things, and this happens in all age groups, all demographics. You would think that we're talking about high schoolers right now. You would think we're talking about children. No, no, no. This is people off in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who still think this way, who still find the need to try to turn people against people. You still got people out here who obsess over an individual and find it necessary to try to get other people to feel as bitter as they feel towards that person. A smart person, a wise person would say, let me tell you what a wise person would do. When you hear somebody locked in on somebody, obsessing, trying to turn people against that person, a wise person would say, well, damn, what is it about this woman or this man that you so obsessed about? What is it so great about that person that you can't keep their name out your mouth? What is it so great about that person where you just can't stop talking about them? Let me go see who this person is. Because clearly, something's wrong. Something's wrong with you, or this person is very special and they have a big part of your life. They have a big part of your mind. They play a big role in your life. They're like a centerpiece in your life. And that's not normal. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it is. A lot of the times, brothers and sisters, is free PR. That's all it is. Yeah, y'all be surprised how many of y'all are just living rent free in people's minds, and they can't lock in on something else. So it's like they just got to try to get other people to feel like they feel. Everybody else ain't gonna be obsessive and compulsive about you. Just like let me give you an example. When like all right, example would be if a couple breaks up, right, and you got, let's say, the woman running the man's name through the mud, or the man running the woman's name through the mud. You'd be surprised how many people don't give a damn, right? They really looking at you. They really looking at you. You think they worried about your baby daddy not being nothing. You think they worried about your baby mama not being nothing. No, they looking at you crazy because you the one that had babies with the person. I'm just telling you the facts. They looking at you like, well, I know you think you're a victim, but no, you the one that is involved with that person. They don't care. You make yourself look bad. That's an example I can give. And it's a lot of people talking about you, brothers and sisters out there, that's making they self look bad and they don't even realize it. Just making they self look bad. It's embarrassing. Somebody says some people are full of hate and jealousy. If they can't manipulate you, they won't like you. That's a fact. There's a lot of people out there, if they don't have no use for you, meaning they cannot control you, they will switch up on you. They will straight up change up on you in a heartbeat. Why? Because they can't control you. They're used to having people around them that are weaker than them. Somebody says, I actually experienced that. LOL, seriously. Right. Yeah, you got to understand, like, you got to have decorum out here. You got to have your dignity. You got to, maneuver with some level of honor and integrity. Like, just don't be out here talking about people. You know, a lot of y'all wondering, like, Bree, why people always talking, trying to turn people against me? Well, you want to know why? Because you're better than them. You're just better. You're just a better person. And what makes you a better person? You mind your business. You're seeking the Creator. You're seeking truth and justice. God we trust says spiritually growing up is experiencing and learning from these hurt and wounded people. They have become infected in the soul. Absolutely. And the truth of the matter is, God we trust, the more you grow and elevate in life, the more light that you embrace, the more pitch black their hearts turn. That's the crazy part of it. And what you can learn from that is you don't never want to be like them. That's what you can learn. When people hate positivity and you can just see them becoming dark. You can see the dark energy they carry. When they just start becoming bitter and hurt and miserable all the time, like, it's disgusting. You don't want nothing to do with that. The way you learn from them is the things they do, don't do it. And they don't even be realizing that a lot of the times they're just a spectacle. That's it. That's all and that's it. They're just a spectacle. They don't really have true respect. People who running around being busybodies, always gossiping, always spreading rumors, always chit-chatting and chatty-pattying it up. People look at you like as entertainment, as a spectacle. That dude that come down the block, oh, here come this goofy clown coming down the block. You know, he about to talk about everybody in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, uh-huh. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, people just looking at you crazy. You do not want to be that person. You do not want to be that person. Let me see here. They call me Mr. Gaines says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? Corinthians 6:14. Facts. Facts. You don't want nothing to do with them folks. I'm telling you, when the people come around me like that, they get exiled. They get exiled from my presence. I don't play that. I will give you the ugh mug if I see you just gossiping about somebody. I'm giving you the ugh mug if I see you literally talking about a person too much. It's just weird. We grown-ups. That's weird. Yep, God we trust says supplanters also waiting for the right time to strike. Right. Absolutely. And that is true. A lot of them people, they wait on your downfall. They wait for something to happen in your life where they could just talk about it. Yeah. All to do what? Make people think what? What is their goal exactly? Their goal is to make people feel how they feel towards you. In hindsight, that's all it is. Why? Because they're tormented by their own thoughts. They don't know no other way to release how they may feel. Even if it's, let's say hypothetically, a falling out, you disagree with a person, you don't rock with a person. Listen, at some point, there has to be a line drawn where you just forgive people for your sake. That don't mean you want to be around these individuals. That don't mean that you want to be in communion with them. That don't mean you want them in your circle. That don't mean none of that. It just means, look, they don't know what the hell they doing. They ignorant. I forgive them because I'm not going to sit around holding any hate or animosity towards nobody. That's the mentality you got to have, brothers and sisters. Why? Because a lot of the times, that's what's going to set you free. Just forgiving. And the scriptures validate that's how you deal with those type of people. Now, a lot of things they do, they're going to have it come back on them, and you're not praying on that. Really, you would hope that they just repent get their mind right, stop the nonsense that they on, turn it around, give it to the Most High, and be the person that they're supposed to be. That's what we actually want for people. Only devils are sitting around hoping that somebody is destroyed. Now, we can warn you, if you don't turn from your ways, if you continue in evil and wickedness, though, the Most High going to punish you. You see the balance there, brothers and sisters? There's a balance there. That's equal scales right there. That's how a balanced, healthy man or woman in truth thinks. You think like, okay, hey, I'm not sitting around holding no animosity towards anybody. Nobody. There's no one in my life that I have fallen out with that I'm sitting around thinking about, hoping that they fall. But I know if they keep on the nonsense, if they keep being evil, I know it's inevitable that they're going to be destroyed. It's inevitable. Why? They're doing it to themselves. Why? Because they're holding on to resentment. They're holding on to unforgiveness. They're holding on to dead energy and dead weight. I'm not doing that. Nope. And you know, this happens all the time in relationships, marriages, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. You know, look, you got to be mindful of people who are always one-sided. Those are people who would never evaluate themselves. Those are people who are going to find a hindrance when it comes to growing in life. And 9 times out of 10, they're just going to keep doing the same thing over again. Why? Because they can't point out their own flaws. Some of y'all have been in close communication with narcissistic people. And y'all know what it's like, because narcissists are running rampant. It has become the absolute norm for somebody to be self-serving with no type of remorse nowadays. It has become the absolute normal for people to be fragmented and inconsistent. Yeah, a lot of these individuals don't take accountability. They just don't. Somebody says, I've noticed now that I'm in my God-given purpose as a man. They reveal themselves without saying anything. That's right. Yep. Somebody says reactive abuse is crazy, right? In case y'all don't know what that is, that's somebody who tries to gaslight and trigger you. They operate in provocation to try to incite a response and a reaction out of you. And the moment you give them a reaction, then they paint you as the bad guy. And they try to make everybody around you think you're crazy. And really, they'll be doing what they're doing on purpose to provoke you. Some people say, I'm doing that to you to make you upset. If they don't say it out loud, they're thinking it. If they don't say, look, I do this because this angers you, they might as well say it, because that's what's happening. They're doing things purposely to anger you. And they make you think you're crazy for responding to something that you do not like, that you disagree with. That is a boundary. One thing about narcissists, they hate boundaries. If you set up boundaries for yourself, oh, they feel some type of way about that. Just something simple as a boundary. It makes them respond. It makes them respond with volatility. They look at boundaries as disrespect. That's demonic. When somebody sees a boundary as disrespect, that's what they do. That's what they do. And some people probably like, why they like that? Because they're all about control. I'm going to give you an example. You was cool with somebody you no longer speak to. So, or you speak with them, but you kind of keep them arm's length. You know, y'all may have a few things in common, but y'all don't talk every day. It's cool. You know, everybody, you're not meant to talk to everybody every day. One thing about it, friends, real friends, actually respect boundaries and space. There's friends that I got that I can call that I haven't talked to in 2 years, and we're gonna chop it up like we never even had any distance. Why? Because we know life get in the way. We know people living life, people doing what they doing. But narcissistic people, on the other hand, if you, let's say, not speaking to them for a few weeks, they automatically will make you an enemy. It's like in their mind, they're like, oh, okay, okay. Yeah, this person's not giving me their time. You know, they'll start saying, look, you know what? That's a boundary they set. And because this person's not reaching out, or this person's doing their own thing, focus on whatever it is they focused on, I'm going to make this person an enemy. That's how they do. Why? All because you set a boundary. And sometimes you can set silent boundaries for yourself. That bothers them. That imagine just not reaching out to somebody every day will bother them. That's crazy. Nobody want to be around that weird kind of energy. And some of y'all ladies, y'all be going through it way more than fellas do. Most of the time, men gotta understand it. But some of y'all ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I've heard a lot of women say, man, you know, they'll meet a homegirl and she won't stop blowing the phone up. Like, you know, and if they acting like they your man, like a lot of women tell me that. They like, I don't know what's wrong with these women these days, but they get real possessive over their time. Those are people who are emotionally codependent on others all the time. Those are people who always constantly need attention, constantly need validation. Nah, man, you gotta veer off from them people. Mm-mm. No, no way. Somebody says narcissists are running wild. It's an understatement. It's ridiculous out here. They're all over the place. Wherever we go, they are. That's a fact. It really does feel like narcissists are everywhere. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. If we cooking and y'all enjoying the broadcast, then talk to me by showing your support, liking it. We should have had 2, 3, 4,000 people in this stream by now. But you know how they be playing. They want to keep the Nubreed Global Truth platform stagnant. God We Trust says they use communication to control you. They are dependent upon your input to manipulate the output. Shaking my head. Exactly. Exactly. They don't know how to operate in no other way but manipulation. And the way these people think is not like how normal people, it's not like how normal people receive information. Like, let me give you an example. And I know we kind of all over the place because we're talking about the smear campaign, but narcissists are the main culprits of the smear campaign. So we got to talk about some of their characteristics too. A narcissist is the type of person where if you tell them they've done something that hurt your feelings, right? Say, hey, you know, what you did, what you said to me, that really hurt me. That angers them more. Now, some people are saying, well, why would that anger somebody more? Well, because you just pointed out something wrong they did. Now, you got to remember, in a narcissist's mind, they can do no wrong. So instead, what they're going to do now is they're going to deflect. They're going to reverse everything back on you, have you apologizing just for calling them out. Have you apologizing for something you did months ago, weeks ago, years ago. This is how narcissists operate. Or they will, they'll completely gaslight you, and they'll completely gaslight you, and they'll give you the silent treatment. Now, y'all gotta understand how manipulative these people are. And this goes on in relationships, friendships. They all have the dark triad. They all have the dark triad. It's a dark psychology to these individuals. A lot of them are witches and warlocks. A lot of them have sort of like a Machiavellian mindset where they're willing to hurt, harm, do whatever to anybody to get where they're going. For them, it's necessary evil. Your feelings, your thoughts, who you are, for them to make it, it's necessary evil. And you see a lot of that with content creators too. They'll try to destroy the next person's platform to try to absorb their audience. That's the Machiavellian mindset. That's the dark triad, the dark psychology. This is how they think. And I mean, it's not 2002. That shit doesn't even work no more. People rock with people because they rock with them. If you're trying to grow an audience, a loyal fan base off of leeching off of other people's platforms, you're a loser. But nonetheless, that's what they do. King Connect, thank you for the support. Says, I appreciate the work you putting in, brother. The truth is needed. Thank you, fam. Appreciate the support. I'm going to be hitting you up soon, Connect, because the album is almost done. And, you know, we got to work. We got to do a song. Last night I recorded a song, and I believe I'm either 7 or 8 songs done. And I was originally going to do 10 songs. I was originally going to do 10 songs, but I don't know, man. I may have to do more. I may have to do, I don't know, I might have to do like, 13, 14. But yeah, man, this is what these people do. God We Trust says narcissist doesn't even like when you're sick because they want the special attention. They will ignore your sickness. Shaking my head. Oh yeah, they only see themselves. They only see themselves. They don't really. Everything is about validation for them. You know, and then when they, and another thing narcissists do, they expect you to read their minds. What do I mean by that? They expect you to validate them. And when you don't, they feel some type of way about it. They really do. Like they could be saying something that they want validation from, but you either don't agree with what they're saying, you either don't agree with it, or they just not really saying anything that's really something that warrants a response. They will get upset low key that you did not respond the way that they wanted you to respond. Imagine somebody will say something, and when they don't get the response that they expected, they will a lot of the times do something passive aggressive. These are highly manipulative people. They will write that down in a mental note. Person did not validate me. That's how wicked these people are. People did not validate my talking point. People did not validate how I felt. A lot of the times, people are the most high logical people knows when somebody is speaking from emotion and how they feel than somebody who's actually a thinking person. Somebody who's actually speaking truth. Oh, I can tell the difference when somebody just be talking to be talking. But it's not, there's no truth there. People who are very long-winded, they use many words to try to confuse you. That's why the Bible says, let your yays be yays and your nays be nay. Y'all know those people who are long-winded. They take forever to get to a point. If there's an issue, they really can't express the issue the right way because they're going through different caveats and nuances in the way they project. Why? That's to cause confusion. A lot of the times, the Most High's people are simple. We're simple when it comes to how we communicate. We're direct with our communication. Yeah, they give you word salad. Professional manipulators is what they are. Idle words. Yeah, Niche says, Nubreed, that is so true. Right. You ever been around somebody, you have a conversation with them and they give you so many words, you leave the conversation and don't know what the hell happened. Especially if it's a situation where people need to come together and communicate in a way that is conflict resolution. A lot of the times we will be serious and very sincere about things, but they be all over the place. Yeah, then your energy is drained. You feel confused. Look, confusion is of the devil. They call me, Mr. Gaines says, but let your communications be yay, nay, or nay. For whatever is more than these cometh evil. Right. If it's that's basically saying if it's not direct, it's evil. If somebody if it's a situation where resolution need to come, right? And a person can't give you a direct answer, it's evil. They're manipulative. If somebody says something, somebody says, Newbury, you know them to a T. Oh, I've been around narcissists. I know how they operate. I know exactly how narcissists operate. I've been around them. I've been around them so much. When I get around one, I know it's a narcissist. And that's how I'm able to veer off from certain people. I've been around narcissists and I veered off from them, and they got upset just because I veered off. Because I already seen their spirit. And then guess what? When I set that boundary and set that space, then they revealed that I was correct about them. And that's male and female narcissists. And I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of people think that these people love themselves. Like let me express this to you. That's a facade. A lot of narcissists, they know how to act like they really like think highly of themselves. They know how to appear like they think highly of themselves. They actually hate themselves. It's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. They actually hate themselves. That's why they project it on God's people. That's why they say, you're nothing. You're never going to be this. Look at you. You're a horrible person. Look at you. You'll never rise up. That is actually how they think of themselves. That's what narcissists do. They actually feel that way about themselves, so they project it. Because guess what? A righteous person cannot project that on another person. A righteous person can't see a person who is struggling, striving, trying to do the right thing. A righteous person can't look at a person and say, you're never going to accomplish this. You're never going to amount to anything. You're never going to get it right. You look at you. You're evil. You're weak. You this, you that. A righteous person can't do that. It's not in our hearts to do that. But a narcissist can. A narcissist can do that. Why? Because that's what they actually think of themselves. They hate themselves. Listen, anybody who can't take accountability for the wrong they do, they have a lot of things that they just carry around. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I've done a lot of things in my life that I am not proud of. A lot of things I'm not proud of. Some things I don't even need to tell y'all. I've been in some places I ain't belong. I've done some things I shouldn't have done. But one thing about me, when I'm wrong, I will say it. I'll be like, you know what? I shouldn't have did that. You know what? I apologize. You know what? I repent from that. You know what? I'm going to have to own that one. That's the difference. Narcissists can't do that. So where's all of the energy? Where's the confession? Where's anything ever released? It's never released. It's just fragmented in their minds. It's just pushed back. It's just hidden. And once you see them for who they are, they have an aura that you can see. Like you can actually see it. It don't matter what they look like on the outside. It don't matter how well put together they may seem. You can see some, once the mask slips, nah, it's an aura that they carry, and you can see it. Somebody says, they carry a bad aurora. They do. Yeah, they have pent up poison. Somebody said it. And the only way that they can get that poison out is to project it on somebody else. The only way they can get that poison out is become emotionally codependent with somebody. The only way they can get the poison out is strip somebody else of their energy. They have to continue to do the same thing over and over. They have patterns. They have patterns. They need a source. They need a supply to feed their egos. They're all ego driven. It's all about pride with these people. It's all about ego with them. Yeah, they absolutely hate themselves, man. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Yep. I mean, they will work overtime to turn people against you because they want people to believe the story that's told on you. They want people to believe the lies that they made up on you. They want people to feel the same bitterness that they feel towards you. They want people to second guess and distrust you. Why? Because they second guess and distrust themselves. Listen, I'm going to tell you, a lot of narcissists, a lot of these demonic people, they're just swinging through moods. All they do is just have mood swings. Like, they're not really compartmentalizing life the right way. The way they maneuver, the way they think, it's a damn shame, actually. It's a damn shame. I be seeing grown men doing this, and it's pathetic. I mean, it's one thing when women act like that, and women, they do it. But it's another when you see grown-ass men that just be having mood swings all the damn time, bro. I don't know. I don't know that they on autopilot. Lights on, nobody home. Like, like where's the logic at? And when I make these videos, I'm in hopes that brothers and sisters don't fall into that trap. Like, don't fall into that trap. One thing I notice about these people who create these smear campaigns, a lot of times they don't really have nothing going on. Like, they got too much time to be spreading rumors in the streets. It's like it's nothing really productive they got going on. Or they may just be threatened by you. You may be the new person on the block. You may be the new person at your gym, the new person at your job. And you bring a different energy in the building. And people looking at you from a distance, and they want to, throw salt in the game. And it'll be you brothers and sisters that just be low key. You don't really do too much. It'll be you women out there who y'all not really dressing all provocative. Y'all got something simple going on. And other women be talking because you keeping it simple. But you still looking cute. You still looking good. You know what I'm saying? You got something simple going on. You just chilling. You being you. You're modest, but for whatever reason, you got a certain glow to yourself. Now these women can't stop talking. Everybody don't want to walk around with the poom poom shorts all the time and the tights and all of that. Everybody don't want to walk around like that. But for whatever reason, y'all still getting attention. Some of you fellas out there, y'all be chilling. You be minding your business. Y'all be keeping it cool, keeping it cordial. You do your thing, keep your head down, mind your business, and you getting attention because of that. Some people don't like seeing that. Yep. But yeah, man, I just thought I would come through. Yeah. And share this truth with y'all because a lot of people been asking me about this. Proverbs 29:1. A man who hardens his neck after much reproof will suddenly be broken beyond remedy. Right. When somebody get reproved and corrected, there's no remedy for a person who refuses correction. But anyway, I wanted to come through, chop it up with y'all live. I got content to make. Well, more music to make. I'm trying to get back in the flow of making YouTube content, but like I said, the album is very close to being done. So y'all know I've been busy. I've been busy on that. And I got some other things going on I'm working on business wise, as well as, I've been training lately. So I've been doing, I got a lot going on. I got a lot going on. So, but I want to thank y'all for joining. More material coming. Y'all like and share this joint everywhere. If you want to support the work, support me at Cashapp. Nubreed Global Truth is the Cashapp, as well as support HebrewCare.com, as well as NewBreedGlobalTruth.com. One love to y'all. Be blessed out there. Shalom.